Welcome to my Appalachian Trail through hike gear video. Today I want to go through the gear I'll be carrying with me on the trail. This is mostly focused on people who are not familiar with backpacking, so I'll go through some of the basics, why I'm carrying things. For those of you who are used to seeing gear videos, it's probably kind of dull, but if you want to see what I'm carrying, please stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I'll be carrying the backpack, which you see right there in the middle of the screen. It's a Z-Packs Arc Air. It's about 60 liters. Yeah, I've been using this for about a year now. I like it pretty well. That anyway carries all the gear I'll be needing for the trail. Moving over here to the right, that's sausage-looking thing is actually my hammock. I'm a hammock backpacker, have been for many years. I'm using, this is my fourth hammock. This is a Dream hammock. That's the brand. The model is the Darien. I've cannibalized my Hennessy hammock, snake skins, which is what's covering it up so it lets you easily deploy the hammock instead of having it all tangled up. To the right is my pillow with a little tag so I can attach it to the inside of the hammock, because one of the things about a hammock, things tend to go under you, and the pillow is no exception. So the little tie there lets me tie it up to keep it from falling down. Moving down here, I have a tarp. This is in a mesh tube thing to keep it, one, to let it dry out when it gets wet, and two, to keep it easier to deploy. And over here on the left are my tree straps. I put these around the trees to hang up the hammock to. Yeah, they have to be long enough. Let's see, what else do we want to show here next? Okay, in terms of food, well, I'm not showing you my food, but this is where I'm carrying my food in. This is an Ursack. This is a bear-resistant container. Let you tie it to a tree rather than trying to do a tree hang where you have to throw a rope over a branch. I've done that many times and not happy without that. But this is bear resistant. It's not bear proof. So I'll put all my food in here, attach that to a tree, and overnight, and hopefully it'll be fine. Which so far it has been useful. In terms of clothing, I've got here in the middle my extra blue shirt, and to the left of it my Silverlight socks, which I'll be taking along as spare socks, and to the right a pair of gloves from Mountain Hardware. They're nice and warm when you have a cold morning. In case of going over here down, in case of rain, here's my, can't see it very well, that's my rain jacket. It's an Enlightened Equipment Visp. I have to say, so far I haven't had to use it for rain in any of my recent trips since I got it, but hopefully it'll keep me dry. Next to it is what we call a wind shirt. It's kind of crinkled up in the moment, but it's basically a thin layer that you can layer, well, one layer over your clothing to keep the wind out, because the wind is often what keeps you cold. So this works nicely, and it'll keep out a little bit of rain too. Over here on the left, which you can't tell by the shape, but this is my rain skirt. Some people take rain pants, but they're kind of warm. Rain skirt will keep most of my lower body dry. Okay, moving up here. Here in the middle is my Melanzana hoodie, fleece hoodie. Layer that with the rain jacket, and it actually feels pretty warm. I've worn it a number of times when it's been chilly out, and it's been nice and warm with those two combinations. For really cold weather, I have a Enlightened Equipment puffy, filled with down for really cold weather. It also has a hood. Everything I've shown you has a hood on it, so to keep my head warm. Um, that's for the cold weather. That's not usually worn for hiking. It's mostly after you've stopped for the day and it starts to cool down. You want to stay warm. Moving along here, I'm not going to show you everything in my personal hygiene bag, but it has stuff for like my contact lenses and keeping clean and so forth, and brushing teeth. Down here I have my first aid kit, which has mostly bandages and antiseptic, antibiotic material and so forth. Over here to the right of it, I'll focus now on the repair kit, which is hopefully won't need that, but just in case I have needle and thread and some glue and some other stuff for any repairs I might need. Going up here to some of the miscellaneous gear, you can see a cork ball. That's good for uh, doing massaging muscles and so forth after a long day. Um, I've found that pretty helpful. My compass, hopefully don't need that too much. Lighter, which we'll get to why I need the lighter. Over here is my trowel for digging cat holes. Moving down here, I will be carrying the Garmin InReach Mini 2 to help people know where I am. Um, Down here, unlike some people, I prefer to have this is a SteriPen Freedom model for purifying water. Most backpackers like to use a filter. I've used a filter. I wasn't too crazy about it. Filters can get clogged, they can freeze, and so forth. So they can have all kinds of issues. The SteriPen, the only thing you have to worry about is you don't want to drop it and break it, or it's rechargeable, USB rechargeable. You don't want to let that run down. So other than that, it works great. Over here is my Nightcore headlamp. You can see that. Yeah, this works pretty nice. It has a red light and a white light. Red light being for night vision. You don't want to lose your night vision. Um, and let's see. Over here, I have my stakes for my tarp. I don't need stakes for the hammock. I use it for the tarp to start to take it out. Here's my quilt that I'll be using to keep warm with when I sleep. There's the foot box there at the end. Keep feet nice and toasty. This works pretty well. But I said it goes over the top of me. In a tent scenario, which I'm not taking, you would have a sleeping pad under you to keep the underneath warm. But a hammock, your backside's kind of exposed, and that's one of the disadvantages of a hammock. That backside can get cold. This is how I keep the bottom of me warm. This is what's called an underquilt. This gets slung under the hammock and attached on each end of the hammock itself. And basically it lets you stay warm. This and my top quilt are both rated to 30 degrees F. And they're both from Enlightened Equipment, in case I forgot to say that. I will be wearing Hokas, trail runners. Went through quite a trial period with different kinds of shoes. I have been backpacking for years with Merrell's boots, but in terms of keeping my feet dry, they don't work real well because once your feet get wet with those boots, they stay wet, and I've had serious blister problems because of that. So anyway, I've gone with trail runners. I've tried a whole bunch of different ones. I was hoping my Topos would work out well because of the wide toe box, but it didn't quite. Gave me some other kind of foot pain, so I decided to go try something else. I've tried Asics and then Hokas, so these Hokas I think are going to work, but we'll cross our fingers. I wanted to mention here on my backpack strap here, I've got the Peak Design capture clip, which interfaces with this, which is part of the creator kit, which lets me attach my phone, which has a special case on it, which attaches right to that and lets me have it attached to my backpack with and use hands free. When I want to do other things, um, this is a combination selfie stick with a tripod. I won't open it up, but anyway, it opens up to 4 feet tall. There's a little tripod and a place to put the phone there. So I want to go over my cook outfit here. There on the left is my Toast titanium mug. It's 750 milliliters, I recall, with the cover on the left. Over here is my do-it-yourself alcohol stove that works pretty nice to boil water with. And next to that is my titanium foil windscreen, which protects the stove from the wind. And then over here is my Dutchware gear pouch that you put in your hot food in to let it cook some more without having to put it over a source of heat. And then up here is my nice titanium long-handled spoon, long handle so you don't have to reach in, get your hands dirty in a food pouch. And lastly, so my electronics, charging cords for all the different devices, such as the stereo pen, phone, um, headlamp, you name it. I've got the wall charging unit right here. And then over here is the Nightcore 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack. I actually own 2 of these. I will start off the trail with one, and if that's not enough, I'll send for the second one. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, or at least are somewhat more enlightened with what I'm carrying. And you'll see the stuff in action, and you can ask me then about how things are working out. Thank you, and see you on the trail.